Johnson. I'm president of Detroit the entrepreneurial community. First, we're going to be doing a ribbon cutting, opening number 192, Mayor. So we're really excited about that. Candela Detroit is a wonderful space. A few minutes ago she shared with me kind of how this blood, sweat, and tears is the uniform that entrepreneurs have to wear. And so she is no different. And for Detroiters, that means behind me stands this beautiful, transformative space in Southwest Detroit, which was once the historic imagined as Candela Detroit by Paula and her family. Paula's story embodies everything that we like to say about dreams can become real, and that is so important. $100 in Motor City Match funding, $100,000. You probably had one of the biggest awards we've ever done. And just didn't open a business. She created a cultural hub, a place where Southwest Detroit's vibrant team to gather, celebrate, and shine here in this space. Tonight is extra special that Mayor Duggan launched Motor City Match 10 years ago with a simple but powerful idea to give Detroiters the resources that we need in order to open. A decade later, that vision has delivered over $20 million in grants, reaching 159 different neighborhoods in the city of Detroit, leveraging over $105 million. You bet on Detroiters, they deliver. You to come back inside where we're going to have anniversary of Motor City Match, where you're around the perimeter of this space to talk about what made the Motor City Match made in them come to life. So congratulations to you, Paula, and to this Motor City Match program here is someone who speaks it as plain as he possibly can and made this dream come a reality. Please help me welcome Mayor Mike Duggan.
Well, thank you, Kevin, but I'm really here to celebrate the opening of what Paula Anderini's done. Isn't this amazing? And 10 years ago, we started Motor City Match. Nobody in the country had happened. We said, let's try 10 grants a quarter. But I believe in the city that had the drive, that had the intelligence, it didn't have the family money to start out. And we said, what if you had an advantage because you were in the city of Detroit? And so that first quarter, we went out to award 10, 300 companies submitted business plans. And we said, on our hands here. And this is what we had envisioned. 192 times, basically, an entrepreneur pulled down plywood off a building that probably revitalized our corridors, everything from to Verner. And this is a vibrant corridor. This space that was vacated by Southwest Detroit Solutions, I don't know how long it would have been taken. But we have Paula, who had her background in Latin culture and music, who worked at the Aretha Franklin Theater, all the promotions, making it successful, thinking, I can run my own business. And she married well enough with a native Detroiter who said, I can fix up the work inside. And had the good long-term plan to marry a member of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. And the two of them set out and said, what if we create a space that's an asset for this community, where we can have concerts and comedy shows and private events, make this be a gathering point for this part of Southwest Detroit. This is what Motor City Match was about. 192 times we've done this. 2,000 workers are now working at companies that didn't exist before until Motor City Match. And we have had to change funding sources 3 or 4 times. God help me. I started with the federal government and the federal regulations, something I'd never do again. And we had to switch over to the city. And no matter what happened in the ups and downs, City Council was 100% a partner. Every time we had a funding issue, they said, we're keeping this going. They were rock solid, and they have been there to celebrate opening after opening. And I now have the pleasure to introduce a full partner in Motor City Match, your council member, Gabriela Santiago Romero.
Good evening, everyone. Buenas tardes, good evening, everyone. And thank you, Paula, for having us, for opening up this space. I'm incredibly grateful and honored to be here. As the current youngest city council member, I grew up as a child during the bankruptcy. And I would wake up in the middle of the night to, unfortunately, my neighbor's homes caught on fire, or hear yet another fire hydrant because another property in the neighborhood was being burned times by people who were taking insurance money and leaving the city. To serve Detroit in our small businesses, that we are creating opportunities, that we believe in the city when there was a time when people were leaving. I'm glad, I'm grateful, and it's exciting to see all the new change and all the new growth. I want to say thank you to our entrepreneurs, to Detroiters, new and native, who have always believed in our city, who have always seen the opportunity, the beauty, the family, the friendships here, and invested in them. And really what I want to end on, since I have the attention of the public here, I want to ask small businesses. Because unfortunately, we are seeing too many of them closing after they open. So here in Detroit, we are investing also early. We're thinking about public safety to make sure our neighborhoods are places that you can walk around while you go get your coffee, while you go eat at the restaurants in your neighborhood. So I ask Detroiters, our neighbors, Michiganders, come to the city. We're open for business. There's a lot going on. Thank you to the city, to the administration. Thank you to our entrepreneurs. And I ask everyone to support us so that we are not only open new businesses, but we sustain them and keep them going. Thank you for being here. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kevin. Thanks, everyone.
So, I talked about partnerships and how important they are. And one of the chief partners in a lot of the projects that we have been able to see come to life has been our partners at Invest Detroit. And so I want to introduce Mike Vergy, who, Mike, come on up. Mike's the Senior Vice President of Lending. So this is the guy. So if you, hey, those of you who don't have fulfilled your dream yet, you need a loan, this is your guy, Mike.
Thank you so much. I'm going to be short and sweet. One, yes, I'm from Invest Detroit. It takes so many people and partners to do these projects. I love the name Candela. It's a light, it's a candle. As Invest Detroit, we talk about igniting economic growth within Detroit and for Detroiters. And I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to. All the neighborhoods are wonderful, but this one lights a little lighter and parties a little harder and has a lot more fun, and there's just a spirit here. Unknown to many, I'm a pastor as my other vocation, and this is the first time when Paula asked if I'd actually come in and bless this place and the funeral home that she bought, just to give a higher power to help out too. So it's been a total pleasure to be part of this. One thing I do here is we talk about Motor City Match and that legacy that this mayor has done. The other legacy is the Strategic Neighborhood Fund. It is an amazing program that he has brought about, and I hope that it continues on for whoever the next mayor of this wonderful city will be. But speaking of partnerships, I want to introduce my much better dressed partner from Ebiera, Rod Hartman. Come on up.
Well, this is a special and important day. As the co-founder of the Ebiera Fund with Invest Detroit and the Kresge Foundation, we're always trying to find ways to provide hope and inspiration to the community and to the Paula. A couple of years ago, she had this wonderful vision for, this beautiful space we're in today. But I had a question. Is this firm? And she's like, what are you talking about? I do event spaces. I said, no, you own a real estate company, and how many more hospitality businesses can you dream of, can you envision? And when I walked in today, the first thing Paula said was, I got your next deal. And that's just an important testament about how important it is for us to support the business. Our goal at Ebiera was to provide that spark plug, that equity-like capital, so that they can take their dream and not just build a business, but scale and grow a business. And this is exactly a prime example of what we do, what we believed in. Paula happens to be, and her firm happens to be our second woman-owned founder that we invested in. and our first investment in Southwest. So we are excited. We're excited to be here, and we are always here to support you, help and grow. So thank you so much.
Rod, thanks for that, and I do appreciate the largesse of your firm and how you think of that. Without any further ado, Paula, come on up and address these wonderful people who want to hear about how you put it together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. This is a beyond exciting date for me. It's something that I had, and it wasn't even just about a dream. It was about a lot of work that went behind the scenes, right? But, when I had this vision, I wanted to start it, it felt kind of, until I started meeting these wonderful people, everybody that's here in the panel, this happened. I could not have done it without, Invest Detroit, without the city of Detroit, without Iviera and all the guidance. Motor City Match, the sound that you're hearing right now, you gotta give a little clap to Motor City Match, because I had put in every single dollar I ever had. And then even so, then later I needed to buy all this sound equipment, the light equipment, the equipment that goes to the bar, to be able to do it. And I was still trying to scrap it started. I know when that was a huge, and things, but we are together. So I want to also give them a round of applause, because they really do deserve it. And yes, and this is one of my first project, but there's going to be some other stuff coming up in the future. So I look forward to you guys coming and support it. This is a space that we rented out for private events. We do things from weddings, quinceañeras, we do graduations. We're in the process also right now of building a full commercial kitchen. It's a festival. But for us to be able to switch from our living necessities. So once they build a commercial kitchen, it will be a ghost kitchen as well, so people can come utilize it. And we did turn that into a grocery store with food to go, giving the opportunity for people to find where they can buy the stuff. So like I said, I'm a very creative person, very much became a developer, so I want to continue to do that. I love to help entrepreneurs. It's like, so Tela.
Well, nothing less needs to be said. We're going to move this little party outside. We're going to cut the ribbon. We're going to come back for food today.